Okay, welcome back to Later Alligator. There's still a rowdy child in this antique shop, but there's nothing we can do. Alright, guess we'll talk to the proprietor. Welcome to Nana Roo's, where if there's ooze on your shoes, it's just cause of the booze. Huh? It's haunted as all get out in here, sweetheart, so mind the ectoplasm. I see. Okay. So, you interested in buying some antiques from me, Dollface? We just got in a huge new shipment of designer grandma plates never meant to be eaten on. Oh, that's... that's a little too real. As well as a bunch of confusing teddy bears from the 70s with realistic plastic faces. Thanks, I hate that. We can get you a real deal on one of those if that's your fancy. Is that your fancy? I know you kids are into weird stuff these days. Yes, sir, I see you over there. I'll be with you in a minute. Well, Sugar Pie, as a sign may have alerted you, I'm the one and only Nana Roo herself, purveyor of only the finest antique goods and the finest antique store owners. There's some subject-object confusion going on in that sentence. Gahaha. Go on, honey. Tell me I'm looking good for my age. Alice, stop harassing the customers. My sweet, sweet Patrick. He's my absolute shortest grandson. Why, it feels like only yesterday he would run about the shop squealing about ghosts trying to eat his kidneys and hiding in humorously oversized vases. As you can probably tell by my expression, that was actually yesterday. That boy might not be playing with a full deck. You, hey you, be careful with that vase, it's expensive. Ah, so Pat's inviting his little friends to the event. Isn't that cute? He's such a darling, that boy. I'll be closing the shop early to get over there on time tonight. Gotta strain all the ghosts out my wig before the shindig, you know? Those things tend to hitch a ride. Yes, sir, I see you waiting there. I'll be with you in a minute. Sorry, Pumpkin. Looks like I have to stop yapping about the event and take care of a customer. Unless you defeat me at a round of cards. Oh god. Never play cards with old ladies. They're all terrifying. What do you say, sweetheart? Think you can out the old maid? Out-old the old maid. Keep up with the maid without getting played. Oh, I don't remember how to play old maid. On your turn, click to take one of Nana Roo's cards, then she'll take one from you. Any matching pairs will be removed. The player left holding the old maid loses. That vaguely sounds right for old maid, but it might be reduced complexity. I don't remember. House rules. Younger player goes first. I know which one I want you to pick. I'll get you next turn, I know it. Find so many pairs they should call me the matchmaker. Pair, I knew I'd find one. Well, since neither of us are holding a pair, you basically have to, and you're holding the maid, so... I've got customers, sweetie. Take a card. It always snaps me to the middle card, which is curious. I'll get you next turn, I know it. My pick, you say? Well, well, well. I knew today would be a lucky day. See, I don't think you can play this with two people because... Like, unless you're holding a pair to start with, if you start with the same number of cards, this doesn't work, right? Because one, you already know who's holding the old maid, and two, you're guaranteed to pull a pair. Assume the deck is split evenly. right? Like, I shouldn't be able to draw a card. One of the cards I'm going to draw from her is either going to be the old maid or a pair for me. So it's always going to... I don't know. I have a feeling you'll have a good pick this time. That's some luck you got there. Yeah, so... she's going to pull my one card. She's going to get a pair. She's still going to hold the maid. I have a good feeling about this pick. I mean, yeah. Pair for me. Well, how about that? You won. That was it? Okay. Well, my stars and garters. You really beat me fair and square. I'm not even convinced. I don't know, can you fail that one? Or will the game always feed you? There's no way for me to know. But if the game was like, if the game is programmed to never give you the old maid, I would believe it. Otherwise, it's just a game of chance. Which, you know, if you see my older sister Constance around, you should try to coerce her into playing around with a doll like you. I think she'd get a real kick out of it. Just don't stare at her cards. She gets a little feisty about that. So about the event, make sure you get there at 8 sharp. If you get to dawdling, you might miss the big surprise. It's sure to not knock Pat's socks off. Wait, does he wear socks? Is he one of those shoe-wearing alligators or the non-shoe alligators? Well, something will get knocked off the boy. We'll make sure of it. Gahahaha. Unknown. Buongiorno. City pal here. Did you know that that's how they say hello in Italy? At least that's what they said. What it said on the back of my crisp Rice's box today. See, there's a lot of different alligators from all over the world here in Alligator, New York City. That's why they call it a melting pot. Not because of that strange smell the sidewalk gives off in hot weather, as I originally thought. If you want to meet any interesting people during your stay, maybe you should start on the trolley since everyone uses it. You never know who you might strike up a conversation with there, or who might throw a bag of hair at you and then run away. I accidentally screwed up the trolley, didn't I? That was the thing. I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing and I didn't talk to anybody. I think that's what happened. It's a big city for you, full of surprises. All right, real quick, I actually want to look up Old Maid. Pack of 32 or 52 French cards. Queen of Diamonds or Jack of Spades, typically being the odd card in player's last. Oh, there's a bunch of different rule versions. Modern Rules 2011. They who was defining new rules for Old Maid 200 years after it was invented, and it was 2011. Based on Arnold. What the hell is Arnold? I don't know. Standard pack. Standard pack is used from which a single queen is removed. The cards are shuffled. 51 are dealt out singly, being irrelevant if some players have an extra card. Players discard any pairs dealt at the outset. Right. That's the distinction I was thinking, is like, you shouldn't all start with an even number. Because if you start even, then it's complete chance. I mean, obviously then there's the element of reading your opponents, but that doesn't apply here, right? Well, I guess I didn't actually check. I could have hovered over the cards more to see if she reacted. But if a triplet is held, 2 are discarded and 1 kept. If a quartet is held, 2 pairs are discarded. Dealers left. Yeah, so that is basically the game, but it's just you're not supposed to start with even unpaired hands. That ruins the whole thing. I mean, I suppose theoretically, that could be dealt out in a appropriately numbered, in a pair, if you're doing 1-on-1 or 4 people. But that yeah. I mean, I don't know the statistics on dealing one card of every face to 2 or 4 players has got to be astronomical. You're late. I've been waiting here for an hour. What do you mean you do not work here? Well, it's not as if you can fault me for thinking so, what with the drab wardrobe and pathetic sunken eyes. Wow, lady. Judgmental much? Everything here has the clear stink of death upon it. Oh, except for me, of course. I'm merely a poor woman in deep mourning. Not at all one involved in mysterious circumstances the police cannot explain. I am merely a lonely widow, left behind for the great beyond by my beloved late husband Horace. Oh, Horace, such a wonderful wisp of a man. Even at his most poisoned, he forever remained regal, kind, and absurdly wealthy. Now, in his absence, I find myself trying to take comfort in the metaphysical arts. If only I could hear his sweet, strained voice once more. Pat? You mean the one with the ridiculous hat? Yes, I am aware of him. A terrible stain on the bloodline, that Papuli fellow. Created all sorts of nonsensical cousins for myself and my dear children. Once removed, at the very least, though it's of little comfort to me. Especially when I see someone like Patrick vault over a coffee table at the holidays. He thought he saw the spider's man, or whatever nonsense. Oh, I can't even imagine attending the event unchaperoned. If only my poor dear husband had been less poisoned, I wouldn't have to suffer such horrific indignities. Will no one think of me and my feelings? Your questions grow tiresome. Don't you see you're riling up the vapors? What are you, the lead detective investigating the mysterious circumstances around my late husband's untimely demise? How dare you? I've had no rest for the past week. Whenever I close my eyes, I am visited by Horace's specter, reaching out to me. Perhaps trying to send me information about some secret treasure he wanted me to inherit on top of the rest of his vast estate. Will nothing stop his ceaseless haunting? If you could only find it in your heart to help this poor widow, I can give you the information you seek. Just use the spirit ward to contact Horace, and please find out what my dear late husband wants. Or what kind of evidence he has. Become a dark patron of this terrifying matron. The bargain of earthly defrights. You know, a side note, I'm pretty sure it's on Wikipedia, but there is an extremely high resolution scan of the Garden of Earthly Delights. It is insane how high resolution that picture is. I think the picture is like 300 megs and has like a resolution that's like 30 or 40,000 pixels in one direction. It's crazy. It's very impressive. Follow the ghost through the eye of the planchette. He could get tricky. The faster you move, the more suspicious the widow gets. Follow the ghost through the eye of the planchette. He could get tricky. The more suspicious. Am I not supposed to follow him? I don't know. That seems counterintuitive. Magical insight into the dearly departed? I have my suspicions. Prove to me you can contact my beloved late husband, or I shall out you as a charlatan to the entire Mean Ladies Bridge Club. I mean, if she doesn't get suspicious with time, only with speed, then I have nothing to worry about. Oh, the picture behind it is supposed to be like a take on the Garden of Earthly Delights. It does seem to be growing slightly, though, which is concerning because I don't know where I'm supposed to be going or what I'm supposed to be looking for. Which one is Horace? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm missing this entirely. I feel like I've covered every letter. Oh. Oh, okay. So this has nothing to do with how you use a Ouija board in the first place. It does seem like my Horace. Perhaps it really could be him. So I don't like that this is a Ouija board thing, because well, at least for me, it throws me off what it's expecting. Could just use a better explanation. What the heck just happened with my cursor? See, it says don't move fast, but the whole point is to move fast once you find him. That's really poorly explained. Because as soon as I find him, the suspicion goes down. So it's like, you just have to be slow up until you find him, then you have to be really fast. Could contact with the astral be possible? Tell us more, Horace. Like, say, if you know the circumstances around your own death? Why did it do that? Why is it moving my cursor like that? Okay. I don't really understand all that, but I got it to work, so sure. Oh, geez. Got one for him, too. It is almost too much to be believed. Indeed, my very foundations are ruffled. He loves me. My Horace said he loves me, even in his afterlife. What a prince among ghosts. What a special specter my Horace is, and so gullible. Thank you, dearie. You've given an old woman, an old widow, a reason to smile again. And also an airtight alibi. Oh, I must go tell the children at once, and also hide some sensitive items in the toilet, perhaps. I simply don't have any more time to discuss the event with you today. Farewell, my medium. Wait, why am I don't understand why I was playing the medium in the first place. Isn't this your place? I don't know, that was confusing. I guess we'll talk to somebody else next time. This whole family's bizarre.